5 years ago, Guizhou's Panzhou city spent 107 million yuan to build what was promoted as the world's largest artificial moon. However, it lasted fewer than 100 nights before the lights went out. At Moon Mountain in Panzhou Central Forest Park, if you stand at the three-way junction and look up, you'll see a massive sphere measuring 40 meters in diameter and 100 meters tall. When it was unveiled, this so-called world's largest artificial moon could light up the entire mountain at night as if it were daytime. Many local residents still remember that scene. One content creator recalled that when the artificial moon began trial operations in late 2020, the mountain no longer needed streetlights at night, and the visibility was even brighter than outside a shopping mall. During those months, crowds poured in and traffic on the mountain roads came to a standstill. Small shops nearby also made good money. At the time, people believed the structure would eventually attract large numbers of tourists and boost the local economy. However, the project has long been abandoned. Local officials said construction halted due to a funding shortage at the developer, along with fire safety issues and incomplete approvals. The Moon Mountain complex is overseen by Panzhou's Housing and Urban Rural Development Bureau. The developer, Guizhou Honcai Company, is a state-owned enterprise founded in 2004. The Panzhou Bureau of Industry and Information Technology holds more than 99% of its equity as a main shareholder. According to the original plan, construction began in August 2017 and was scheduled for completion in October 2020. People familiar with the project said that by the end of 2020, only the first floor lobby, the top moon feature, and a revolving restaurant inside the sphere had been completed. Floors 2 through 8, originally designed as hotel space, remain unfinished to this day. As of August this year, project spending has exceeded 107 million yuan. A vlogger who recently visited the site found construction debris scattered across the ground. The entire complex is rusted. The former light show is gone. Tourists have disappeared, and even staff are nowhere to be seen. A sign by the roadside reads, "Site under maintenance, temporarily closed to the public." That notice has stood there for 5 years. According to insiders, the project began construction without a building permit. It was unlicensed and failed to meet fire safety requirements. Guizhou Honcai Company was later fined 5.5 million yuan for these violations. Questions remain unanswered. Who approved the work? Who allowed it to proceed? And who was responsible for inspections? This is a promotional video of the artificial moon that once circulated widely online.
这是我国乃至全球最大的人造月亮。
This is the largest artificial moon in China, and even the world, located in Moon Mountain, Panzhou, Guizhou province. The project, with a total investment of 80 million yuan, took 5 years to complete. The artificial moon has a diameter of 40 meters and a total height of 100 meters, including its supporting pillars, which is equivalent to a 30-story building. Its interior consists of 5,435 curved, waterproof LED lights, making it one of the world's largest spherical LED displays. It can accurately simulate the phases of the moon, play animations and advertisements, and its clarity and brightness are unaffected by the strong daylight. With a light intensity of 2,000 lux, it can illuminate the entire Panzhou city and save up to 1.2 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity each year. It's truly a testament of the power of technology, shining like a brilliant star to guide humanity forward. According to Panzhou's official introduction, the sphere uses full-color LED screens to display 3D animations viewable from every angle and 360 degrees. However, experts have noted that prolonged exposure to intense light may disrupt citizens' biological clocks and affect wildlife. Some vloggers have questioned whether the project represents a massive waste.
花了8000万，耗时5年修了颗人造月。
After spending 80 million yuan in 5 years to build this artificial moon, which reportedly has 8 times the brightness of the real moon and saves 1.2 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity annually, the Moon Mountain artificial moon in Panzhou has a diameter of 40 meters and covers an area of about 1,000 square meters. From the city, it looks like a giant microphone standing at the edge of the mountain, grand and imposing. But is this really an artificial moon? In fact, its true identity is that of a hotel, and it's not as magical as online descriptions suggest. The claim that it saves 1.2 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity annually is probably an exaggeration. If anything, it may waste that much power. This artificial moon isn't even lit up regularly. The idea that it's the world's first artificial moon is just a marketing gimmick. What do you think about this? Many people have commented sarcastically. Things like this are nothing new in China. Back then, every media outlet was hyping how much electricity it would save for the country. Is there any truth to that? They've been bragging for years about doing what even developed countries haven't done. In the end, we did it. Anyway, it's not their money, so they don't care. The question is, how much electricity is used daily, and how many tourists need to pay to cover the electricity costs? The light pollution is too severe. It disrupts sleep. It's just torture. It's just a big light bulb. Will it be dismantled one day because it's damaging the natural ecosystem? This is the moment the artificial moon lights up. It does look nice, but has also become an international joke. Despite everything, tourists still occasionally drive to Panzhou to see what the artificial moon offers. China commentator Yue Shan noted that in China, unfinished projects like this are widespread. Officials at every level prioritize visible accomplishments, pursuing large-scale construction to glorify themselves rather than benefit the people. They often skip scientific research or feasible studies. Xi Jinping has even been called the emperor of unfinished projects, with officials following his example. In Anhui province, the Huainan Eye Ferris wheel project covers 198 acres and costs over 10 billion yuan. It was once promoted as Asia's largest amusement park and held the title of Asia's tallest mountain Ferris wheel. The wheel has a diameter of about 120 meters and stands approximately 168 meters tall, equivalent to a 55-story building. However, the project has been abandoned for 12 years and is now a ghost town. After more than a decade exposed to the elements, the Ferris wheel has rusted and become a dangerous amusement facility. Doors on the gondolas have fallen off, and many glass panels are damaged. The operating equipment is broken. If someone walks below, they will see fallen glass shards scattered on the ground, making it very dangerous. Originally, this was supposed to be the third major tourist attraction in Anhui, after Huangshan and Zhuhua Mountain. But today, it has fallen into such a state of disrepair. In 2010, the Huainan government partnered with Tai'an Chigo Group to create an animation culture and technology industrial park in Huainan. The government sold large tracts of land at cost and subsidized the developer through indirect methods, such as involving the city's investment company as a stakeholder and increasing capital through equity to help fund the park's development and operations. When the Chigo Industrial Park project was first proposed, it had great ambition. The project, with a total investment of 10 billion yuan, was planned to cover 527 acres and included 3 main sections. The theme park was to cover 165 acres, with an animation industry R&D base occupying 33 acres and an additional 329 acres designated for commercial and residential use. The most striking feature of the plan was a Huainan Chigo Sino Wonderland, which even claimed to be the largest amusement park in Asia. The park was divided into 8 major themed areas, and its scale and entertainment offerings were far beyond the Woohoo Fanta Wild Adventure that opened in 2007, so it quickly gained attention. Construction began in 2010, and the Chigo Sino Wonderland was scheduled for a soft opening on December 28, 2011. However, no one expected that this ambitious entertainment project would be indefinitely halted by the end of 2013, ultimately left unfinished. Before the Sino Wonderland, Chigo Group had already built the Fanta Wild Adventure theme park in Taishan, Shandong. The company then expanded by using the theme park concept to secure 500,000 square meters of land with zero land costs and continued with similar projects in Shenzhen, Longyang, and Xinyang, using the same method to acquire land. As a relatively unknown real estate developer, Chigo's actions undoubtedly increased financial pressure, as cultural and tourism projects are typically high investment with long construction periods and slow returns. Chigo used theme parks as a means to borrow funds and expand rapidly. However, with tightening financial policies and fluctuations in the real estate market, the company's financial chain eventually collapsed. Since construction ceased in 2013, the Chigo Cultural and Technology Animation Industrial Park has gone from a highly anticipated project to a rusted steel ruin. After years of neglect, even the underground area has been completely flooded, with water levels ranging from 1 to 1.5 meters deep. It has become a ghost town landmark in the eyes of locals. With the Huainan project left unfinished, Chigo Group also collapsed. Looking at another unfinished project giant, there's Evergrande. In 2021, burdened with massive debts, Evergrande Group declared bankruptcy. In its early years, Evergrande planned 15 Evergrande fairy tale world projects across Hainan, Shaanxi, Anhui, and other locations, with total investments exceeding 1 trillion yuan. It was touted as building world-class fairy tale theme parks. However, these projects were also halted due to Evergrande's financial collapse. The fate of the more than a dozen unfinished Evergrande fairy tale world projects varies. Some were lucky enough to be taken over, while others remain indefinitely suspended. Some have even been demolished.
这里就是许老板在湖南长沙打造的最大的乐园项目。
This is the largest amusement park project built by Xu Jiayin in Changsha, Hunan, the Evergrande Fairyland theme park. Covering over 989 acres with a total investment of 12 billion yuan, the park was planned to rival Disneyland with its world-class fairy tale theme. However, it couldn't keep up with the changes. Construction was halted in 2018. The main structural work was mostly completed, but many of the supporting entertainment facilities were only halfway finished before work stopped. Now, weeds grow everywhere, and the place is desolate. It's unclear if it will ever resume construction. On November 15th, the plot of land for one of Evergrande's fairy tale worlds, covering 172,000 square meters, went up for auction with a starting price of 354 million yuan. Sadly, it received no bids and remained unsold. Similarly, the Evergrande fairy tale town in Meishan, Sichuan has been abandoned.
你眼前所看到的就是国内最大的荒废童话小镇。
This is the largest abandoned fairy tale town in China, Evergrande fairy tale town in Meishan, Sichuan. The project had a total investment of 110 billion yuan and covered approximately 1,647 acres. It was originally planned to be a world-class fairy tale theme park. At one point, it was even compared to Shanghai Disneyland, with claims to surpass Disney. The park was designed to feature buildings with diverse architectural styles, including French, German, and Russian influences. Today, it stands abandoned, dilapidated, and overgrown with weeds, a complete wasteland. It's truly a shame. Evergrande's downfall stemmed largely from overexpansion and excessive leverage, which spread resources too thin and prevented excellence in any single field. This strained cash flow created a vicious debt cycle and widened financial gaps. From north to south, unfinished buildings have become widespread in China, with some eventually demolished. In August this year, the American-style home project, abandoned for over 20 years in Shenyang's Dadong district, began demolition. The site has now been completely flattened, ending the era of an unfinished building that endured more than 20 years of exposure to the elements.
拆了，终于拆了，就是这两栋框架已经封顶的。
Finally, they're demolishing it. These two skeletal buildings have stood for 23 years and are finally being torn down. This development, named Green Bay or American Home, was originally constructed in 2002. The location is prime, near the 5th Middle School and within Dadu East First Ring, boasting convenient transportation and a thriving neighborhood. It was meant to be a high-end property, but those who purchased here likely never moved in. Why wasn't it revitalized? Why wasn't construction continued? Why must it be demolished? It seems a waste, but demolition might be the only solution. After 20 years, it no longer meets current construction standards. If someone were to take it over and finish it, they wouldn't even be able to obtain property certificates. After so many years, these buildings are bound to have tangled disputes. To put it simply, there's no way to resolve it, so demolition is the fastest way to cut through the mess. If it isn't demolished, these two buildings might become permanent symbols of unfinished construction. In Liwan District in Guizhou, a real estate project has been halted for over a year and a half.
这两栋就是荔湾儿童公园附近的烂尾楼啊。
These two buildings located near Liwan Children's Park have been stalled for more than a year and a half. There are rumors that a new developer is ready to take over with plans to reorganize, but for now, the project remains at a standstill.
In Chengdu, there's a large abandoned villa complex that has been left unused for over a decade.
在成都最繁华的地段，竟隐藏着一大片荒废。
In one of Chengdu's busiest areas, a large abandoned villa complex has been left to decay for more than 10 years. The walls are peeling and the weeds are waist high. The once grand development now looks desolate. Surprisingly, it is now being used as a large car park. In such a prime location, how did this vast complex end up abandoned? What happened to the project? And why has it been left unfinished for so long?
This is the Chenhua unfinished villa complex, located near the city's commercial heart. The project began around 2010 and halted around 2013 during China's real estate boom. The main structures were completed, and some villas have been pre-sold. However, it stopped abruptly due to policy and financial issues. On November 14th, a vlogger posted a video about Chuzhou's largest commercial district project in Anhui, originally planned with a 120 billion yuan investment, but now abandoned. Is there still a chance for redevelopment? Unfinished buildings pose a major issue for people's livelihoods. Many people have posted videos complaining about the dire situation of these structures, with the government failing to take action. A vlogger from Guizhou posted about a major safety hazard at an unfinished building project in Chitan Town in Tongren City. The site has no safety precautions, no signage, and no fencing. The Chitan Town government has failed to fulfill its supervisory responsibilities. As a result, the vlogger's father tragically fell to his death while chasing a sheep that had wandered onto the site. The building belongs to a state-owned enterprise, which has refused to take responsibility. The vlogger asked, first, is the Yangzhou County Investment Group, a state-owned enterprise, not responsible for overseeing its unfinished buildings? Second, is this how the Chitan Town government protects its citizens? In Nanning, Guangxi, the two-city real estate project remains unfinished, with the site in shocking disrepair and owners in despair.
在这边买房的这个业主，我感觉是倒血霉了。
This is what it looks like inside. Oh my gosh. I feel like the homeowners who bought here have really hit the jackpot in the worst way. And to see that the rebar is already rusting, there isn't a single worker here. I don't know when construction will resume, or how much of the project is even completed. Look at these buildings. 1, 2, 3 buildings. These 3 are the only ones that even look like they might be finished. Over here, there's a 4th building, but it's still not complete. The construction materials are all scattered around, left in disarray with no one managing it. And over here, is there a finished building at all? My goodness. A vlogger filming on site found the unfinished building project to be massive in scale. The vlogger warned everyone to be cautious about investing in such projects, emphasizing that hard-earned money is at risk. If invested in unfinished developments, it could wipe out a lifetime of savings. Another vlogger captured the despair of ordinary people who spent all their savings on unfinished homes, showing how desperate their situation has become.
I've been trying to buy a home for 10 years. How am I supposed to live now?
We've gone bankrupt trying to buy this house. Our family is broken, and we've lost everything.
Another vlogger filmed people returning to unfinished buildings after work or school. Though dilapidated and without water or electricity, they still call it a home. This is the Ma Street Mall City project in Kunming, Yunnan, abandoned for over 10 years. Home buyers who purchased properties in 2011 began fighting for their homes in 2014, but they have yet to receive them. In China, developers act unscrupulously, the government remains inactive, and the public feels helpless. Widespread protests may follow, but this stems from China's authoritarian regime.